The quadratus lumborum. Origin, iliac crest. Insertion, 12th rib and transverse process of lumbar vertebrae. Action, the bilateral contraction fixes 12th rib during inspiration and trunk extension. Unilateral contraction, lateral flexion of trunk. The intercostals. Origin, costal groove of ribs. Insertion, superior border of immediate rib. Action, depress ribs during forced expiration. Support intercostal spaces and thoracic cage. Splenius cervicis. Origin, spinous process of T3 to T6 vertebrae. Insertion, transverse process of C1 through C3 vertebrae. Action, unilateral contraction, lateral flexion and rotation of neck. The bilateral contraction, extension of neck. The serratus anterior. Origin, the superior part, ribs 1 through 2, intercostal fascia. Middle part, ribs 3 through 6, and inferior part, ribs 7 through 8, 9/10. Insertion, superior part, anterior and posterior surface of superior angle and scapula. Middle part, anterior surface of entire medial border of scapula. Inferior part, anterior and posterior surface of inferior angle of scapula. Action, draw scapula anterolaterally, suspend scapula on thoracic wall, and rotate scapula. The sternocleidomastoid. Origin, the manubrium of the sternum and the clavicle. Insertion, mastoid process of the temporal bone of skull. Action, unilateral contraction is the neck, ipsilateral flexion, neck contralateral rotation. The bilateral contraction is the head and neck extension, neck flexion, and elevation of clavicle. I'm going to demonstrate how to palpate the splenius cervicis. You start at the top of the neck or mid-neck at the C1 through C3 and palpate down to T3 through T6. Now I'll demonstrate how to palpate the serratus anterior. You'll have the patient hold the arm straight in the air in a fist, and you will palpate under the armpit up and through here. Now I'll demonstrate how to palpate the intercostals. Find the gap between each rib cage and palpate through there all the way down. Now I'll demonstrate how to palpate the sternocleidomastoid. You have the patient flex the neck and turn the head opposite direction, and you will palpate right through here. Now I will demonstrate how to palpate the quadratus lumborum. You will find the 12th rib. We'll first have the patient lay in prone. You will find the 12th rib right about there, and then come down to find the posterior iliac crest. Good, and then you'll palpate right through those two to find the quadratus lumborum.